3 married women on the table. So I want to hear from y'all first. Do y'all have prenups? I'm going to get nosy right about now, okay? Right now.
I actually do have a prenup.
Really? You do?
Yes, I do. To me, it's a win-win situation because I know that my husband, when he signs that dotted line, I know he's not marrying me for my money. And then two.
Now, did you bring it up or did he bring it up?
Actually, both of our parents brought it up.
Oh, the parents.
Because my husband comes from money, and I worked a really long time.
Yeah, your husband got a winery. That's what I like to drink some wine.
Honestly, I see it as being respectful because he worked really hard for his winery, and I don't have any part of that. So why would I want that? And vice versa. I worked really hard for my sister money, and he doesn't want any part of that. He just wants my love, and I respect that.
I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's surprising though, because on the religious side, most people would say, you know, because you are religious, and I would think a lot of people would say that's.
They feel like a prenup means that
you're already preparing for divorce.
No,
before the marriage.
I have a little belief in that though.
What?
I don't really believe in a prenup. I don't have a
So
prenup.
you and Vincent, you don't?
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
You know what? I just think that.
No, wait a minute. Explain.
What?
Okay, I got to put it out on the street
Go
a little
ahead.
bit, okay? Your husband got some coins, as you say. Okay.
Yes.
Well, God is good.
Yes. Explain to people that may not know what your husband.
What?
Yes.
What he does.
Explain what he
Well,
does.
he has a management company.
Keep on going.
You might have heard of somebody that he discovered and put on the map, like. Okay, the Kardashians are in the house. Yes.
I was going to say Michael Jackson.
Okay, so for me, what I think in this modern age, I think men and women should, if they want to be married, should have prenups. I know people think of it only as, oh, I'm getting this prenup so my wife or husband won't get half my shit that I worked for before I met them and stuff like that. It's about making sure that other person, if you get a divorce, doesn't take your money. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, why? You think we're going to get divorced? And I think prenup, and not even think, I know prenups are more than that. Like the major cause of divorce is money management. And prenuptials is about how you're going to manage the money in your marriage. So if you're like, who's going to pay the mortgage? Like, say he's going to pay the mortgage and you're going to pay the utilities. Like, what happens if you get pregnant? Do you stay home and he works and he maybe pays you some kind of dividends while you're staying home with the child? Or at a certain age, once the child is old enough, you go back to work? That's what prenups are about. They're talking about how you're going to manage the money in your marriage. And I think it's a good idea, especially if you're a woman who feels like, oh, we're PhDs, we women who have a career and we have money. Maybe we had a house before we met our husband, or he has a house before he met us, but we're coming together and say, listen, we're adults. We don't want to just get into this mishmash and don't know how we're managing our money. Are we going to have joint bank accounts? Are we going to have personal accounts on top of the joint bank accounts? So like joint bank accounts to pay the bills and we have our own accounts to pay for whatever personal items we want. That's what prenups are about. It's just talking about how you're going to manage your money. And God forbid, if you divorce, you're going to have to divide that money anyway. So at least you could talk about it beforehand and say, listen, what I came in is mine. What you came in with is yours. And whatever we build together, we're going to divvy up. And I think that's fair. Like, I feel like people who come into this, especially a lot of women who's like, oh no, no prenup. Hell no. Why not? Are you going into this marriage with the intent of divorcing him and taking half his shit? Then maybe you're not the type of person who should be married. Because me, I'm like, I'm not entering if I want to enter a marriage and I'm thinking first off the bat, no way I want a prenup. Because if I divorce him, I want half of his shit. As opposed to like talking about, okay, if we build something together, obviously we're going to have to divide it. But if you had something before you met me, that's yours. That's yours. And if I had something before I met you, that's mine. And I think that's fair. So I feel like prenups have a bad rap. I think men and women alike, even if you're religious, you plan on not getting divorced, but you can still talk about how you're, managing the money during your marriage. Who's paying for what? How are you saving it? Like, where is it going to go? Because money is a major issue in marriages. So I think it's fair. I think prenups should be mandatory if you want to get married. That is my opinion. And that's all I got to say about that. What do you guys think? I think prenups get a bad rap. I think prenups should be mandatory, not forced. Or, if someone doesn't want to have they don't want a prenup, you need to ask why. If you don't want a prenup, ask yourself why. Why don't you want a prenup? And it's not just about divorce, it's about how you're going to manage the money in your marriage. Why is it a bad thing? Why don't you want it? Ask yourself. Maybe you shouldn't, maybe marriage is not for you if you can't talk about how you're going to manage the money in your relationship. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Bye.